Kelly Khumalo was arrested in the middle of her own courtroom drama, right as she shouted at the judge. A scene of chaos unfolded that no one saw coming. Instantly, the balance between fame, law, and scandal tipped. In this video, you'll see the shocking courtroom meltdown, the events leading up to it, and the hidden conflicts the media didn't report. The most explosive moments reveal a truth that will stun South Africa. What would you do if a celebrity publicly defied a judge in your courtroom? Comment below your answer. Let's see if you'd stay calm or lose it too. Why would Kelly Khumalo risk her freedom in such a public and humiliating way? The courtroom wasn't just a place of judgment. It had become a pressure cooker of months-long legal stress, public speculation, and personal anxiety. For someone constantly in the spotlight, the scrutiny is relentless. Each word she spoke carried the weight of fame, expectation, and history. The outburst wasn't a simple lapse. It was a culmination of years of public exposure, ongoing rumors, and unresolved legal tension. Observers noted that her sudden defiance seemed almost inevitable given the mounting pressure. Court records reveal a history of ignored summons and delayed appearances leading up to this dramatic moment. Legal experts note that these repeated oversights triggered immediate action from law enforcement, escalating a routine proceeding into chaos. The system has built-in mechanisms for compliance, but when deadlines are neglected, the consequences accelerate quickly. This courtroom incident serves as a stark reminder that even fame cannot circumvent procedural accountability. The tension that built over time finally erupted, turning a formal hearing into a spectacle broadcast across social media. Picture the judge mid-sentence, addressing the case with his usual authority, when Kelly Khumalo suddenly interrupts, shouting directly at the bench. Security personnel froze, trying to assess the situation, while onlookers gasped audibly and journalists scrambled to capture every angle. The room, previously orderly, transformed into a scene of pandemonium. Microphones caught every heated word, and the echo of her defiance reverberated across the courtroom walls. What could have been a simple procedural hearing turned into a real-life drama where law, fame, and human emotion collided violently. Behind the scenes, Kelly's legal team reportedly attempted to calm her and prevent escalation. They understood the optics. Public outbursts could damage credibility and complicate the ongoing legal proceedings. Yet, the accumulation of months of media scrutiny, rumors, and emotional strain created an unstoppable momentum. The lawyers' pleas were not just procedural. They were attempts to intervene in a human crisis. Observers close to the case remarked that it was as if the courtroom had become a pressure valve for years of pent-up tension, where the audience, media, and law enforcement were all witnesses to a personal storm. Outbursts like these are rarely just about the moment. They're the product of weeks or months of internal pressure, misunderstanding, and stress. Kelly's case highlights how fame amplifies every decision, making the stakes enormously higher than they would be for an ordinary citizen. Her behavior illustrates the collision between personal emotion and professional obligation in extreme conditions. Courtrooms are designed to be orderly spaces, but the emotional human element cannot always be contained. Every participant in the courtroom, from judge to lawyer to security, is forced to navigate this precarious emotional terrain. Could this arrest have been avoided if earlier interventions had succeeded? Analysis of prior hearings and communications shows that multiple opportunities to de-escalate the situation were missed due to miscommunication and underestimation of the emotional stakes. If authorities or legal advisors had better anticipated her reactions, the public spectacle might never have occurred. The unfolding chaos highlights how small lapses in planning or foresight can rapidly escalate into widely publicized crises, especially when dealing with high-profile figures. Almost immediately, social media erupted with clips of the confrontation. Within minutes, the courtroom incident became a viral storm, with millions witnessing the arrest unfold in real time. Dual reality strikes. The law acted in real time, and digital platforms amplified every movement, every word, and every reaction. Observers noted how swiftly public opinion formed, opinions swayed, and narratives emerged, all before the official legal outcome could be determined. The digital age ensures that no courtroom drama stays private, especially when a celebrity is involved. As security personnel escorted Kelly Khumalo out of the courtroom, she continued shouting at the judge, "Shut up!" The reaction of the courtroom audience was electric. Some were shocked, some amused, and many horrified. The judges, lawyers, and law enforcement had to act simultaneously to maintain control, while the cameras ensured the scene would be replayed endlessly across social networks. In that moment, the courtroom transformed from a controlled environment of legal deliberation into a theater of raw emotion and public spectacle. It was a high-stakes collision of law, personality, and fame, witnessed by millions beyond the walls of the courtroom. Why did Kelly's behavior spark such an immediate legal response? Court insiders revealed that her outburst wasn't just a spontaneous emotional eruption. It threatened courtroom decorum and challenged judicial authority directly. Judges and officers are trained to respond quickly to disruptions that compromise the fairness of proceedings. In this case, the intersection of celebrity status and legal procedure created a perfect storm. Every decision by security and the presiding judge had to balance enforcement, public perception, and media scrutiny, making the situation extremely. Witnesses inside the courtroom reported that Kelly had been visibly tense and agitated long before the official hearing began. Lawyers, court clerks, and even journalists sensed a rising pressure. Her hand gestures, her pacing, and whispered mutterings all foreshadowed the explosive moment. Experts on human behavior note that high-stakes environments, especially those involving reputation, scrutiny, and personal stakes, often lead to sudden, dramatic actions. Observers later reflected that anyone familiar with her history could have anticipated the meltdown, highlighting the human side of courtroom procedure. Imagine the courtroom at that exact moment. Cameras pivot, security closes in, reporters scramble, and whispers turn into audible gasps. Kelly Khumalo's voice echoes sharply across the benches as she confronts the judge directly, defying protocol. The tension was so thick it seemed almost tangible, pressing against every person in the room. Lawyers tried to intervene, but the momentum of the emotional eruption was unstoppable. The scene became a spectacle of power, ego, and consequence, where authority, law, and public curiosity collided violently. Lawyers close to Kelly later revealed that she had been struggling with months of personal stress, media scrutiny, and ongoing court battles. They described her as exhausted, feeling cornered, and desperate for her voice to be heard. The outburst, while shocking to the public, was a climax of prolonged tension and frustration. It wasn't just about the judge or the courtroom. It was a reflection of constant pressure layered. The courtroom saga of Kelly Khumalo is more than a single outburst. It is a striking portrait of pressure, fame, and the human tendency to reach a breaking point. From ignored summons and mounting legal tension to the amplified chaos of social media, every element collided to create a public spectacle that captivated the nation. Her actions remind us that even the most celebrated individuals face the same rules and consequences as anyone else, and that emotion, when left unchecked, can dramatically reshape public perception. Beyond the drama, this story underscores a delicate balance between authority, accountability, and personal expression. It serves as a cautionary tale. Fame does not exempt one from responsibility, and even brief moments of defiance can ripple far beyond the walls of a courtroom. The incident will be remembered not just for its sensational moments, but for the lessons it leaves about composure, consequence, and the enduring power